Hi, my name is Aaron Russell, Head of Network Investments Emerging Markets at Facebook. And today I'm going to be presenting on 2Africa cable system, one of the largest and most innovative subsea cable systems in the world. But first, I'd like to begin with a bit about connectivity at Facebook. Connectivity is at the heart of Facebook's mission to bring the world closer together. Connecting the world is really one of the fundamental challenges of our generation, and that's an idea that we really embrace at Facebook Connectivity. We work with partners to develop innovative technologies around the world that help some of the biggest connectivity challenges in solving them. And together, we're bringing more people online to a faster internet. To support the Facebook family of apps for our 3.4 billion global monthly active users, we build and operate global infrastructure that delivers all of Facebook's services. Our users' smartphones, laptops, portable devices, and all manner of devices connect first through Facebook's operating system, their internet service provider's broadband or mobile network, which in turn connects to Facebook's global infrastructure globally. Getting the most of our services requires optimizing ISPs, Facebook's infrastructure, and a strong interconnection between them. To build this network, we have invested heavily since 2015, becoming one of the largest innovators in subsea cable infrastructure. We've invested in multiple subsea projects on nearly every continent on the planet. Zooming in a bit on subsea cables, they are among the most important components of the internet's infrastructure, but they are often the least well known. Subsea cables are the global backbone of the internet, connecting people, businesses, and economies around the world. About 99% of international communications traffic is actually carried over subsea cables. Most projections estimate that the demand for broadband internet is likely to double every 2 years, further increasing the importance of subsea cable infrastructure. On May 14th, 2020, we announced the creation of one of the largest new subsea cable builds on the planet. We announced that Facebook, along with 7 other leading African global operators, have entered into a partnership to build the most comprehensive subsea cable to serve the African continent and Middle East region today. But what was announced was really just a small preview into a much broader connectivity effort. And that doesn't really tell the story of how we, along with other companies, align on the need to invest heavily in the future of Africa's infrastructure. Today, I'm going to take you through the 2-year journey to create 2Africa. So high level, what is 2Africa in a sentence? 2Africa is a 37,000 kilometer subsea cable build for Africa and the Middle East to support the growth of 4G, 5G, and broadband access for hundreds of millions of people. There's still about 3.5 billion people around the world that remain unconnected. And Africa is actually a really good example of that. To put things into perspective, the above map of the Africa digital divide paints a stark reality. The red dots represent 2G connections, with blue and green representing 3G and 4G connectivity. Ideally, we like to see the intensities of those colors matching the population density and move towards a world where 4G connectivity is most prevalent. Africa is one of the fastest growing internet communities, but less than 35% of the population is well connected, despite having 1.3 billion people on the continent. When you dive in a bit and take a closer look at the infrastructure barriers that exist within Africa today, they can really be categorized among a few primary areas. First, at the aggregation and metro segments of the network, radio access networks are expensive to upgrade, and that often prevents 4G penetration. Fiber backhaul can be expensive to build and limited in various parts of Africa, and it makes it difficult for operators to connect to their cell sites, as well as to carrier-neutral data centers where they can reach the broader internet. IP transit providers and internet exchange adoption are lacking, and it's largely due to a high cost of subsea cable capacity and a lack of carrier-neutral data centers. Subsea capacity in general in Africa is among the highest priced in the world, with few new cable builds and much older existing cable systems. For comparison purposes, a single 10 gig wavelength on the subsea capacity system between London and Nigeria can easily be 5 to 10 times the price of a wavelength between New York and London. So that often results in underutilized capacity in Africa and traffic being routed from Europe with high latency instead of served locally for better user experience. So in 2017, we really began to take a closer look at our future Africa demand during our long-range planning process at Facebook. And we experienced a little bit of a wake-up call. The combination of the expected explosive growth of Facebook traffic, the expected growth of 4G penetration, driving more data consumption, and the anticipated exhaust of subsea capacity by the year 2023, 24 reflected that a new subsea cable system really needed to be built, and that needed to happen soon. In parallel, there continued to be a number of subsea cable system failures that had negatively impacted the internet in Africa. Some countries have single points of failure, and that really hurt reliability overall. So unreliable existing capacity, a capacity crunch coming, and no one investing in new cable systems meant that in order to serve our growing Facebook monthly active users in Africa, we needed to invest and build a new cable system and do that quickly. As we began engaging with other carriers and strategic partners within the region, we quickly discovered that they also shared the same long-term view of demand. And some of those partners had already unsuccessfully attempted to build new consortium cable systems to satisfy that demand. So as we begin to engage a bit more over the next 18 to 24 months, we formed an actual consortium with investors to create the requirements and design for a cable system on the west and east coast of Africa to Africa. Those parties included Telecom Egypt, Vodafone, China Mobile, MTN Global Connect, Orange, Saudi Telecom, and WIOC. Together, we were aiming to create a consortium for the largest cable system in the world based on our combined demand with some of the largest carriers and operators in Africa in just under 3 years. So from 2018 to 2020, Facebook and the parties created the design for a 37,000 kilometer subsea cable build that will connect 23 countries in total. In countries where the cable lands, it will provide MNOs and ISPs the ability to obtain capacity at carrier-neutral data centers or open access landing stations on a fair and equitable basis. And that's important because we designed the consortium with open access principles that support a healthy internet ecosystem for development and for Facebook to actually better serve our users in Africa with a higher quality of experience. The subsea cable will increase capacity substantially and actually lower existing price points for networks to obtain that capacity. We were able to do that actually by leveraging SDM, spatial division multiplexing, the latest innovative technology to provide more capacity at the same price. So truly a cable system changing the entire internet infrastructure landscape within Africa and really allowing us to grow and flourish. We recently commissioned an independent economic impact study through the nonprofit research institute, RTI. The study estimates that the economic impact to Africa will likely be about 0.5% within African GDP within the first 2 to 3 years of going live in 2023 or 2024. The estimate's actually based on analysis leveraging empirical evidence, market conditions, and trends and discussions with experts about the effects of broadband on the African economy. So this is the equivalent of impact to 26 to 36 billion US dollars at purchasing price parity. RTI also estimates to see increases of employment, including high-skilled jobs, greater efficiency, and productivity for businesses, and improved access to education, healthcare, and commerce as a result of our To Africa cable. So what's the end state of To Africa really look like? It's really helping to create a robust internet ecosystem in Africa and positively influence the economy. When you examine the United States today, we consider the United States to be a healthy internet ecosystem because we have multiple internet exchanges, multiple carrier-neutral data centers where ISPs and content can exchange traffic. There's multiple subsea cables, and there's facilities with affordable and diverse fiber connecting these footprints. And of course, broad 4G and 5G coverage and retail competition that exists today in the US. So To Africa is a catalyst for creating that same ecosystem development within the continent of Africa and enabling healthier internet ecosystems for the 1.3 billion people on the continent. So what's next for our subsea and fiber connectivity programs at Facebook? Well, we're continuing to invest in emerging markets in not only Africa, but Asia and LATAM as well to build more fiber optical network and improve broadband coverage and penetration at large. As we like to say at Facebook, the journey is only 1% finished, and we have a lot of work to do to bring more people online to a faster internet. We need people like you to help us fulfill that mission. Please visit our career website to learn more about opportunities at Facebook and the exciting work that we're doing. Thank you.